In tonight's Business Insights lecture, Rio Tinto's Head of Innovation, John McGagh, will be discussing value and innovation in the mining industry. I'm joined by John and Professor David Gann, Imperial College's Vice President, leading development and innovation. John, Rio Tinto has forged a partnership with a leading global supplier of automated, sensor-based systems used in recycling and food processing. Why would you do this, and how does such a partnership improve mining efficiency?
That's a really good question. The way that some of the ore bodies are created, and let's think about copper, and you look at the statistics behind how these things are created, going into our big concentrators, about 30% of the individual rocks contain no copper. If we can get them out of the system beforehand, that's a huge benefit, both in productivity and energy. In Europe, you've been recycling plastics, you are sorting food, you're sorting rice at 1 million objects a second. So the computing power and the sensing power is doing what we want to do, which is look at an individual object, probe it, make a decision, and then say, yes, am I going to keep it, or no, am I going to throw it away? But it's a very big jump. We've got to go from food and plastics into these massive industrial systems, but it's worth the investment, because if we can make it work, the payoff will be huge.
Great, thank you. David, as mining companies such as Rio Tinto increase their investment in technology and innovation, how can the findings of Imperial College Business School's research centres provide insight and guidance into innovation and technology management?
I think the Imperial College in general is working in a very cohesive way these days between engineering and the business school and the areas of science that impact upon the future of some of Rio Tinto's work. And I think the beauty of the way in which the research projects are set up is such that we're able to explore the economic possibilities of new technologies as we're working on the technology itself and the science that lies behind it. And we're also able to take lessons from some of our deep studies in other adjacent sectors that might then reflect back to Rio Tinto and provide insights and opportunities in, for example, new business models. And we hope that that will be fertile ground for new ideas that may then stimulate useful developments in Rio Tinto.
John, can you explain the benefits of automated mining systems and how Rio Tinto is managing the process of introducing them?
I'll give you a mental model of the area that we're putting our automation in. It is 1,500 miles away from the nearest capital city. It is 350 kilometres wide and about 200 kilometres deep. That is the mining area. We currently have operational 13 mines in that facility, and we're going to 16. We have 2 railways, 3 ports, a number of power stations, and a whole pumping system. That's really complex. And what's happened as we've expanded our business in reaction to the minerals that are required by the developing nations, the complexity of these operations have gone up. So what we're now doing is putting autonomy, remote operations, remote control, expert systems in driving down the complexity and getting our arms around how to run these things with the same kind of efficiency that, say, Toyota run their car factories. But this is over a vast mineral province. What automation ultimately gives you is process control. It allows you to do repeatable processes under highly controlled situations, and that will drive higher efficiencies and a better recovery from the ore body.
David, what opportunities are available to Imperial College students to access work experience with companies such as Rio Tinto and contribute to innovative projects in the mining industry?
Well, first of all, let me remind everyone that Imperial College has very recently been #1 in the league table for employability of its students. And there are 2 reasons for that. One is that we have extraordinary students here in the first place, and we're able to help cultivate through their education them to go into extraordinary things. And secondly, we're blessed with partnerships with great companies, and those long-term relationships mean that we're able to create opportunities together with our corporate partners that lead to wonderful career pathways.
John, how do partnerships with universities such as Imperial College enhance your innovation programmes?
We haven't set out to build a large internal research and development group. We believe that we live in the networked world. Rio Tinto is good at some things, and we know our business really well. There's things that we shouldn't be involved in, such as the cutting-edge research that can best take place in a place like Imperial College. So we have set up our university networks, and Imperial College is a main part of that university network. What happens here is picking up on research that has been undertaken over literally decades and turning that research live, platforming it into an industrial context and actually getting it out there and getting it working. We have some technologies that have been in the laboratories here in Imperial College that are now actually working in the field and being deployed into our operations, the first in the world. That's really important for both of us. So it's a win-win. We like long-term relationships with great institutions, and this is one of them.